Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome to your reading with me, Cindy. My dear Saggies, we are going to do a general reading for you. So like I always say, it's general. It may or may not resonate. But if it does resonate and you're drawn to it, there is an extended and the link to that is at the top of the description within this video. So Sagittarius, it's funny, it's kind of sat down into your energy. I almost feel like childlike, like let's go have some fun. I sort of feel that sitting down in your energy right now. So let's see where this goes. I'm going to use, I like this, the Eight of Wands. Actually, that's your card. What, isn't that Mercury in Sagittarius, I think? Don't quote me 100%, but I think the Eight of Wands is Mercury in Sagittarius. We are going to be working with, and then look at that, it's actually the card on the box. So this is one of my newer decks that I got from Mystical Paths, just outside of Bancroft, Ontario. The Book of Shadows Tarot, Volume 2. I love this deck because it has so many regular everyday things depicted in it. So it really gives an interesting story. So let's get started. We're going to start with one card as sort of like a main theme or reason for this reading. And everything will develop underneath that. For Sagittarius. Feeling very childlike energy coming from, you know what, I have to say, I've been feeling like out of the 3 fire signs, I'd have to say, Sagittarius, that your energy feels the lightest. The other fire signs like Aries and Leo, when I come into their energy, it feels a little bit heavy. Yours feels youthful, exuberant, ready to play. Oh, you got 2. So what do you have 2 here? So you can't just have 1, you have to have 2. You have the Knight of Wands, again, that Sagittarius energy. But then you have the 8 of Cups. I'm going to show you the artwork because there's a lot more going on here than just what the tarot tells us with the meaning of those 2 cards. This is as if the Knight of Wands is getting ready for some fun. I just want to say it because, you know, and it is the fun card. It is going with your passions and your desires and seeing where they're going to take you and what you can find and explore in that energy. And she's setting a table here. So, but curious, it doesn't look like she's setting a table like to eat at. There's no dishes or anything. There's just a salamander, which is energy that is associated with yours, an animal depiction that's associated with Sagittarius. It reminds me a bit like of candle magic, but it's almost like setting the mood. It's sort of like setting the mood. So you're getting ready to set the mood on something. Yeah, like there's light and then there's dark. The 8 of Cups is a very blue. And 8 of Cups is usually pulling away emotionally, but look at this. This is actually so Sagittarius. It's almost like getting down to the books and studying and learning a whole bunch of new things about life. Very academic. Are you setting the mood for something academic in your life? Is there something that you would like to pursue or learn more about? Whether that is through some sort of more like an institution, some sort of structured learning environment, or something on your own. I don't know. There's a lot of books here. You're setting the mood. So this almost feels like 2 parts of you, like during the day, perhaps. You are setting the mood, doing what you want to do, feeling creative, feeling dynamic, feeling kind of fiery and fun. There's definitely that fun feeling here. But then at night, again, because we have like something that looks like sunny and daylight. I mean, even though she's lighting candles, but this feels very midnight, like burning the midnight oil. Doing something that you want to do at night, or at least you feel compelled to do, that has something to do with a higher learning or education for yourself. But you don't necessarily have an emotional investment in it with the 8 of Cups. So let's see what's going on here. Sorry, there's a lot to take in this reading and with these cards. I'm going to show you quickly what you have, and I need a second to sit here because it's telling me a story. You have the Three of Swords has come out, but then it goes right into the Empress. And then that takes us into the King of Cups or Chalices. And then sitting under the Three of Swords is the Seven of Cups. This is really, that combination is really interesting because that's a message, it's a similar message that actually came out for Scorpio. I did that yesterday, but that's why I'm pausing, because there's the same message right there, but there's more to yours than theirs. And so the first thing I want to say about this is part of the reason there is emotional disconnect for you, if we want to just put it that way, with the Eight of Cups. With this Three of Swords, there is some sort of mental anxiety about a big change, something that is changing around you or has changed, and your heart and your mind are not in alignment with it. So maybe it's something that your mind really thought that you wanted or you hoped for, or would have a certain direction of success, but it didn't. Your heart's still kind of connected to this, and your mind is trying to pull you away, or vice versa. Your mind is still connected to it and your heart is trying to pull you away. But with the Seven of Cups sitting under it, it's almost like an explanation as to why you have the Eight of Cups. It's because you're not ready to utilize your emotions to direct you, because they're in a bit of turmoil, or they have been, at least in the story. So, and then under the Empress, you have the Hierophant. And then under the King of Cups, the Chalices, you have the Sun. And because of the energy that I feel like I walked into with this reading, I feel like whatever this Three of Swords is and the Seven of Cups, that it's in the past. It feels more like it's in the past to me for you. You know, take it how it resonates, obviously, because time is not linear. It's all over the place. So where you sit in that. But now what I see here, the Empress with the Hierophant, this is finding an entirely new direction for yourself. And I want to say, as a healer, a huge, huge healer energy coming through with this. Look at this Empress. She's bandaging a young boy's knee. He's scuffed it. He's fallen. And then the Hierophant, it looks like, to me, one of those, well, it's like a herbalist's store, but it reminds me a lot of back when I used to go into like the Chinese markets and the Chinese herbalist stores for different things. Like they had all these jars and all these drawers and all these shelves of all these different dried herbs. Do you see like all this healer energy? It feels a little bit like focusing on the healing of others, though. It feels a bit like focusing on healing others. But you see, I find that really curious because there's something that, I don't know if you haven't addressed something in your own healing. Because the Three of Swords and the Seven of Cups, something here broke your heart in the past. And it left you, oh, that's interesting. It left you, I do want to say, not feeling confident to utilize your emotions to help guide you and direct you, and to use your emotions to make choices and decisions. Because it's foggy with the Seven of Cups. And the Eight of Cups is telling us you've removed emotionally. But you are in the books. And look at these possibilities. Like if we look at all these things in the cups, these almost all look like different things that you could do with your life or career choices. One looks like a pilot. The other one, I mean, she's got the big pile of books in her hands. Something's happened here, and I don't know. I mean, I could pull out, I will know actually, more as I pull out the clarifiers. Something's happened here in the past to change the direction of your life. And in doing that, I feel like you directed your energy in a very different way than you have in the past. And the way that you've directed it is completely towards healing others. I really can't get anything else out of these cards with the Empress and the Hierophant. The imagery is so clear that you have been working to heal others. And perhaps That is serving in a way to heal yourself. I don't want to say that you're not looking at something. I think you're looking at something in a very indirect way. It's probably a real healthy way. If something has hurt you emotionally, something has left you disappointed in the past, I'm not going to invest my emotions, perhaps in personal things, if it was something that had to do with something more romantic or a friendship or the loss of a parent, or, you know, even like there's a big truck moving here and she's got an envelope and she's crunching up some paperwork. Something that's been, almost as if something's been taken away and it's final, because there's paperwork involved with it. You've got a whole new set of keys here, and you're being consoled. All these little fairies and pixies are consoled. They're all wrapped around your head, because your thoughts, right? The Three of Swords, the mind and the heart are not corresponding to what event is taking place. They're conflicted. So, and all the little fairies are wrapped around your mind. Stop thinking the worst. Stop thinking that somehow you deserve this. Stop all those negative thoughts. So kind of finding a way, well, how do I get myself moving forward? And very Sagittarius. I think Sagittarius, out of most of the signs that I know, is one that, you know, when you have had a major loss, you can pick up pretty easily and keep going forward. Now, a lot of people might say, well, that's not very healthy because you're not taking the time to alchemize everything. But you are the Temperance card in the tarot. So maybe you are a master alchemizer. And this might be coming up to show us how you do that. Because you've alchemized your own emotional confusion as well as intellectual trauma. I'm hearing like intellectual trauma, like really perhaps changed your thinking about things, how you see yourself in the world or how you saw yourself in the situation. And how you turn that around is not to self-focus too much. It's actually to take the goodness that you have in you and to put it towards those that need what you have. So this little child needed someone older and more and nurturing to kind of say, you know what, you're going to be okay. Here, put this on, put this ointment, put this Band-Aid. I did this when I was a kid. You're going to have a little scar and you're going to tell your grandkids about it. It's going to be great. Oh, okay. And then here, somebody's come in with a list. This lady has come into the shop with a list. So she has some issues here, or she has something that she's trying to make healthier within herself, and you're the person with the answers. I love it. I really love this, Sag. And then you have the King of Cups with the Sun. Oh, let's just look at these individually. They both deserve their own individual attention. Oh, this is beautiful. Like, okay, so this King of Cups is coming out as like an art teacher, which I love. Because, you know, and teaching art to little kids, it's always going to be a mess. And it's really about just exploring your emotions. What color do you want to paint with today? You can have a child come and say, I just want black. Okay, you can paint with black. And just being easygoing, like let them just sort of standing back and just guiding, letting them flow, just being there if they need assistance. I love this. You are coming out like a real awesome healer. I want to say physical healer to your community. This isn't just on a spiritual level, because she's putting a Band-Aid in and someone's coming to you with a list. I've got these problems. I don't know. Let me take a look at my jars here. I know exactly what you're going to need. Take this tea. Have 3 teaspoons of it in 8 ounces of hot water 4 times a day. Like, I don't know if you've been garnering more information for yourself. Trying to, like, it's, gosh, it's such a, I really feel like we're getting a sneak peek on why you are Temperance in the tarot. I've never completely understood it, to be honest, because I've never really looked at a fire sign to be Temperance. I strive for it as Aries. I do. God, this is really beautiful, Sag. Thanks for sharing. But it's almost like your story, like something that you've been going through. I don't know if it's like a broader perspective of you in your life, or it's something more recently, a cycle that you've been working through, and this is how you're managing it, and this is where you're taking yourself. Because I see you providing what people need to heal, but it's not like just giving a man a fish and he can eat for a day. It's teaching this man or woman, child, how to fish and feed themselves for a lifetime. Because now you kind of like stand back, you've got all this love and emotion, now you know how to direct it. You couldn't direct it before, or you didn't want to direct it. You knew it wasn't healthy to direct. So I too, and the Empress and the Hierophant aren't water. I mean, you could associate some sort of element of water and emotion in exercising this archetypal energy. But now you've come into the water element, and it's big and it's pure and it's healthy and it's stable, and you're only sharing it where it need be shared. Only if it's requested to be shared. Just kind of standing back and let it happen. And look at, you're building community. I feel like you're building a community. So I don't know if there's, and when I say building a community, it could just be 1 or 2 people in your life. Maybe friends that you've inspired through things, something that you've gone through and that you've been able to transform in your life. But now I see you like having a celebration here, like all this yellow. The King of Cups and the Sun are all this bright yellow, happy energy. What you have here? I really got to start, I got to clarify, because this is a really in-depth thing. I have a dentist appointment later today. I don't know what she's going to do in my mouth. Okay, so we have the 10 of Wands at the bottom. See that? Isn't that an interesting card, the artwork? So she's coming home from work. She's got her cell phone in her hand. She's got her purses full of all these like purpley blue salamanders. So they're fatigued. I want to say it reminds me like of a lack of oxygen. So did you even take a breath that day? It's almost like just functioning on adrenaline even, and then realizing, oh my God, how tired I am. I was just going all day and I really didn't. So there is a sense of depletion or something outside of your life that could have been depleting you or is. But then you get the King of Pentacles here. Why did I put that face down? That's funny. Maybe we're not supposed to look at that anymore. It's not relevant anymore. All right. I've never ever done that. Taken the card and put it face down on the table. So 10 of Wands is not relevant anymore. Forget it. Out of here. Put it away. So you got the King of Pentacles. This is like the invite to the party. You're finding community. You're not letting things get you down. I do like that. Look at this, because look at, you can see this gentleman here. I like pointing behind them. Look, there's a bunch of people over here having a picnic. You're new in town? Why don't you come over and meet everybody, right? And then here's the party, the picnic, everyone getting together. Ace of Swords, so and then you got that Eight of Wands at the bottom. Your intellect is finally open. That's the part that got stifled here with all of this pain. So your intellect, because this is immediately in this Three of Swords energy where all your pixies and angels and fairies and guides and ancestors went to. Right on the head here. How do we kind of help alleviate this negative thinking that's going on? And now you're about to manifest. This is really cool. You're bringing out a whole new salamander, baby. You're bringing out a whole new salamander. I'll show you both of these like that. I hope you can see them. I'm trying to work on my angle and glare because I've turned my phone around so I don't see the screen anymore. So I'm just like in the reading. I'm not distracted by myself in the camera or what I'm doing. I don't know. Maybe I got like boogers on my nose. I don't know. But the reading's the most important thing. So look at this, a brand new salamander, and it's gray and it's black. It's almost like it's just come out of the ashes. It's ready here, ready for something completely new. All right. And I don't know how long these readings are either. Let's look at this Eight of Cups. There's something that you're working on. Maybe it's not as relevant. I don't know. Let's see. Let's look at the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups. Did you see that? I hope that got caught on camera because I can't tell how much at the table. The King of Cups flew out here. I can't tell if you can see it. And it flew across the table and it scooted itself underneath the other King of Cups. I can't make that up. Talking about the 8 of Cups. So yes, you are working on your own emotions, but almost like not focusing on it. So look at the moon, like working through your own emotional fears, using your own intuition to guide you to something greater, almost like guiding yourself to something greater than your own emotions if they feel a little bit toxic or stagnant or hurt from something. This reading I feel like is off the charts with information. You alchemize heartache by recognizing that your emotions are not a healthy form of guidance for yourself at a particular time. And in fact, even your mindset may not even be in a healthy energy to guide yourself. So what you do is you find something outside of you, which does feel very Sagittarius, and you focus on healing those things. And it's almost as if by not intentionally just dwelling in your own pain and heartache and confusion, you process it. You process it through experience, through healthy experience, which helps to kind of transform perhaps the experiences that you had or experience that you had in the past that gave you heartache, that gave you emotional and mental confusion. You're creating a new blueprint, but recognizing that you do not have the capacity to rewrite your own blueprint. You need to go out and experience new energy in a way that makes you feel like you can give. Yeah. This is really cool, Sagittarius. The 9 of Wands. The 9 of Wands. Oh, see, you're trying to get the movement going. You're trying to get the movement going for big, good stuff. You have the 4 of Pentacles, the 8 of Swords, into the 4 of Wands. Yeah, see, like me, even perhaps having had some sort of a need. I see too, like with this moving truck going away and she's, I don't know, is this a new bill? Is this a new lease agreement? Is this divorce papers? Is this eviction notice? Like, what is this? It's something that affects her. It could have affected him or her financially, as well as all of the other elements of emotion and mind. So the 4 of Pentacles, having to sort of either save your money or just stabilize your life. The 8 of Swords, feeling like you just can't move forward, but I feel like that's really recognizing your own internal guidance system, your own compass, if it's really working properly or there's interference in that. Because really the goal here is celebration. I want celebration, I want happiness, I want partnership that's worth celebrating. So let's look at this. Let's look at this wonderful stuff you've been doing here with the Empress and the Hierophant. The Empress. The 6 of Wands, the 8 of Cups, and the 5 of Swords. You're walking away from personal success. Or you're walking away from a path that you used to understand as success. Completely. So, if you had a plan about life in the past, and it seemed like this was how to get to success, and then something didn't work in that, it did not work, it fell through, like, well, that's definitely not the plan to success here, or at least not the success that I really feel like I want in my life, or it doesn't feel fulfilling as I would like to have success, because you very likely probably had some kind of success here with the 6 of Wands, but there's that 8 of Cups, emotional detachment, and then there's the 5 of Swords, some things needing to come to an end regardless of how that happens. I feel like you've walked away from not even just things in your life, but the concepts built around them, and just really just focusing on healing others and being a nurturer, giving where you can in your community. This really reminds me, I have a friend, she's her parents are Chinese descent, And she's actually a doctor, and just looks, actually, it looks so much like her, which is really interesting, because she's watching with Sagittarius. I don't think she watches my channel though, but anyways, but she is a Sagittarius as well. And I'm kind of getting that, like, doctoring the world around you. It kind of has that feeling of, you know, somebody who might have been in the corporate world, a CEO, and just waking up one day, and maybe, you know, something actually happening. Maybe waking up and your spouse is just gone, or waking up and finding out, you know, as important as you were to the company, the board has voted to take you out. So you've lost your job. You were at the top of this company and you've lost your job. It's forced you into a point of self-reflection here, and almost going off and being, what's that term for people that travel around the world and they dig wells and they build schools and huts and things like that? It kind of has that feeling of, this is much more fulfilling. I don't know if it's what I'm meant to do in life, but I feel like I'm contributing much more now than I was before in something that you had before. The Hierophant. Oh, look at that. You have the Hermit and the Page of Cups. That feels like, literally like what this is. She sits in the store and she waits for the person to come in. So with the Hermit, it is not pushing your ideas, your concepts onto anyone. It's just being open. It's like having the store and putting the sign up, open for business, and you have, you know, on your window all the little herbs and elements that you can help people with, allowing them to come to you. I love that too. I really like that. I always really felt uncomfortable about anytime I was working and trying to be a sales rep, because I always felt like if something was worth having, if someone really, really needed it, I shouldn't have to sell them on it. And you'll find that too, like anything that you see advertised, you don't really need it. Pretty much most things that are advertised on TV, on social media, everything, you don't really need them. Otherwise they wouldn't advertise them, right? And then sometimes there are things that you need, like toilet paper or toothpaste or whatnot, but they're just competing for your attention. Whereas at the end of the day, you can just go and get what you need. I just feel like that, like you have something, but this is also part of sort of just being in the flow. Those who need it will find me and I will offer it to them. So spiritual. This is probably one of the most spiritual readings I've done in a dog's age. The King of Cups. The Ten of Cups. And look at how it crossed. I don't know if you can see this again. It landed and crossed like a bridge between the Empress and the Hierophant. Like a bridge between the Empress and the Hierophant. You are building community. You're about to build community. If you haven't built it yet, you're building community. Happiness, fulfillment, real fulfillment. The Sun. And what is all this? A whole whack of stuff came out. Oh my goodness. Oh. Wow, what a message. You have the Sun, the Six of Cups, the Seven of Cups, and the Star. So you got the Sun on the Sun. Do you see how the star at the end? I love that. It's almost like, with the Six of Cups and the Seven of Cups, between those two energies of the Sun and the Star, you are healing. You are on your path of enlightenment. You are on your path of happiness and joy, but kind of recognizing that the path that you were on in the prior to what you've taken now, or where you're about to go, if you were actually kind of still coming to this reading in this energy, oh God, if you are, I would have loved to have gotten messages like this at different times of life, going through difficult situations, because this is absolutely amazing. It's like recognizing the path that you were on in the past as it having been the Sun, because all paths that you take in this lifetime lead to your final destination. And your final destination for all of us is the last breath that we exhale before we pass back over into the spiritual realm. But where do you sit when you exhale that last breath? What burdens sit heavy on your heart? Or what burdens have you alchemized and allowed to dissipate and leave so that you can move freely into the spiritual realm without taking a lot of heavy karma with you? So there's a sense of having to heal all of this before I truly get to the next journey of the sun, of my new enlightenment, of my new path to the final destination. Healing soulmate. Realizing that not every soulmate connection is meant to be for a long time. And just healing your path so that you can continue with it. And boy, too, I mean, just to have the sun twice with the star, like, talk about shooting for your dreams and really achieving them. You have the death card, the Page of Pentacles, the Six of Swords, and the Ten of Wands, and Two of Cups, and Two of... It's almost like... I can't believe how much is in the upright. That is so unusual. I can't do that. It's like a whole other reading. An ending, a new beginning, Page of Pentacles. Very sort of like Sagittarius energy too. Off to learn some new things. Wet behind the ears and some sort of experience. Let's see what we can garner in this. The Six of Swords. Where's the universe going to take me on this? Going to take me to release my burdens with the Ten of Wands. It's going to take me to make some pretty big choices here. Two of Cups followed by the Two of Swords. But you know how you find it is your internal strength, because the Strength card sits behind that. So it's all of the processing that you've done in the past that allows you to make a really good heartfelt decision for yourself that turns from, you've got the Three of Pentacles, the Ten of Pentacles, the Nine of Pentacles, the Five of Wands, and then the last one is the Hanged Man. My quick interpretation of that is coming together to build community. And see, Sagittarius is also a very individualistic energy, a very independent energy. So working through any struggles of maybe creating something or being in any sort of relationship that might make you feel like you're losing your independence, you're losing your sense of sovereignty, and working through... So it kind of feels like working through your next journey through the sun here, through enlightenment and happy days and discovering who you really are. Your next path there is being able to bring balance between having community, having structure, having relationship, and still having your independence. But so that conflict there, and seeing how this can happen, like seeing it in a whole new way. Holy crap, I'm really pooped now. Oh my gosh. All right, so that's that. God. Yeah. Okay, there you go, Sagittarius. That was so enlightening. Thank you very much. I'm going to go do the extended now. Until next time, do be gentle with yourselves. Bye.